We're speaking with Vicky Rideout of VJR Consulting. Hello, Vicky.
Hi.
You've been busy? New report.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about how it came to be and some of the big points we can take away from it?
Yeah. Well, personally, I've always been curious to know about what proportion of children's screen media use is devoted to educational content and what portion to entertainment content. And every time we have a new platform introduced in this country, a new technology or media platform, there's a lot of promise about the potential that it has for educating kids and as a tool for educating kids. But if we don't stay on top of looking at how well it's being used for that purpose, then we can kind of lose sight of that goal. So the purpose of this study was to try to shed some light on that topic. I guess I'd say the main thing that we found is that there's a lot of educational media use going on in this country. There's been some terrific success from the educational media community. There's a lot of kids who are accessing educational media on a really regular basis. About 80% of kids are users at least once a week or more. A third of kids daily. Every day they're using some type of educational media. So that's a big success. Their parents feel like kids are learning a lot from the educational media they're using. Almost 6 out of 10 parents say their kids have learned a lot about some subject from educational media. So that's also a piece of really good news from this study.
And in your study, I mean, you're not just, you're able to slice out the data in terms of income, in terms of ethnic background, or there's a wealth of data here.
To me, one of the most interesting things has to do with age. And so what we found is that if you look at it overall, parents will tell you that about half of all of the screen time kids are using in this country today is devoted to educational content. But that statistic, that average, is a little deceptive until you look into it by age group of the kids. With the youngest kids, 2 to 4-year-olds, it's more than 3/4 of all their screen time is spent with educational media. By the time they're in the 8 to 10-year-old age group, it's down to 1/4 that's educational. And so there's this big increase in use of screen media as kids get older. They're using more and more screen media. The proportion that is educational goes down quite substantially. And so that's one of the issues I think that this report raises is how can we do a better job of making sure there is compelling quality educational content for older kids.
One surprising thing from the report is the kind of platform that kids are consuming educational media from. Can you touch on that a little?
Well, television is still the dominant medium for delivering educational content to kids. Right now, kids in this country spend an average of 42 minutes a day with educational television and an average of 5 minutes a day with educational content on mobile platforms. So mobile's not there yet. Probably not that big of a surprise because, I mean, we've been at it with television for several decades now, really, ever since Joan Ganz Cooney launched Sesame Street. And so the good news is, with funding, with a concerted effort, with good research to monitor how we're doing, we can have success. Television shows that. We're not there yet with mobile, but there's a lot more we can do.
So there are so many questions that are brought up from this report because there's so many great things to discover, if you will. Where do you think it's going to be going from here? Do you see policy implications? Do you see follow-up studies? Where do you think it's headed after today?
Well, I do see policy implications. I think there's a lot of information in here to be teased out by policymakers having to do with what kind of funding level there is from public policy and private funders for educational media, for which age groups, on which platforms. I think there's some interesting stuff to tease out here with regard to the Hispanic community as well, and I think content creators and media executives are going to have to take a close look at whether they're really serving the increasingly diverse Hispanic population as well as they could. I'm excited that we're going to have FCC Commissioner Jessica Rosenworcel here tomorrow, and she's going to talk about what she takes from this report as far as policy implications. So yeah, I think that there will be a lot of discussion at the forum that we're convening tomorrow to kind of look at these data, and I know that the Cooney Center is going to keep doing more work in this field in the years to come too.
Wonderful. Well, Vicki, thank you very much.
You bet.
Look forward to the world seeing your report.
Thanks a lot.
All righty.